Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with my wonderful co-host, Sid Roeder. How are you today, Sid?
I'm doing great, Bryce. How about you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
That's good. I'm happy you're here, too.
Yeah, it's good. We have a wonderful guest with us today, and she is actually part of our sponsorship group. So would you mind telling us about our sponsor, and then we can dive into our guest and all the information she's here to share with us today?
Absolutely. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and really all of those great people that listen to us every Saturday. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniors.cv@gmail.com. Or lastly, if you have any suggestions for the show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406.
Oh, thank you for doing that. Well, let's get over to our guest. She is also part of the Empowering Seniors Group. It is Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. Welcome back to the show, Tracy.
Thank you.
It is now fall time, and everybody knows fall time is open enrollment.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Are you, by the smile on your face, it looks like you're thrilled. This year's a little different. There's some changes going on with everything going on with Medicare and whatnot. Do you want to kind of start us off, kind of pique our interest in what some of those changes are looking like?
Yeah, so there are some big changes. This year, we saw a big change in the drug plan with Medicare, and that was changing the max out of pocket from potentially, $8,000 down to $2,000. So really significant for people who have, high usage on their medications. That is going to continue into next year. Deductible is changing a little bit, not deductible, but the max out of pocket will be $2,100 instead of $2,000, but, just still a really good plan, and saving a ton of money for our seniors who, like I said, have high medication usage. The other big change on the Medicare front as far as medications go is for the first time ever this year in 2025, CMS, which is the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services, they were able to go in and negotiate directly with drug companies on pricing. And CMS, they picked out about 10 medications that were really, really, really high in cost. And those were the ones that they went after. So in that group, there's like blood thinners, some medications in regards to arthritis that's real expensive. So, things that we know are life-saving medications that people absolutely have to have, but the cost of them has been so high. So CMS has been able to go and directly negotiate pricing with the drug manufacturers, and that's going pretty well. They negotiated for this year, but the pricing will take effect in 2026.
That sounds fabulous. I hope that gives some relief to some people here. I was wondering, before the show, we talked a little bit, and I didn't even realize, are these changes nationwide or per state?
Oh, that's a really good question. And this is a nationwide change. So when CMS comes in and changes the drug plan, to the max out of pocket to be $2,000 versus $8,000, that is a change across the country. So any company that is offering a drug plan or, a drug plan in with a Medicare Advantage plan, no matter how the drug plan is offered, they have to adhere to those rules. So no matter where you live, Your max out of pocket for 2026 on drugs will be $2,100. If you hit that, you're then covered 100%.
So does that mean if someone that's already on a plan, do they have to re-enroll in this for the drug plan, or is this kind of automatically implied into their plan?
It depends. If they have a Medicare Advantage plan, the drug plan most of the time is included in that plan. So they wouldn't necessarily have to do anything, but I always tell my clients, if you have expensive medications, we absolutely should be looking at those every year to make sure that we're putting you with the plan that covers them, the best. And so if they have high usage on medications, it is a very good idea to review that. If they have a Medicare supplement with a standalone drug plan, we absolutely need to be revisiting their drug list to make sure that they are on the right plan for the next year.
Super. And with the deadlines for open enrollment coming up, maybe mention the deadlines, Tracy, in case somebody's not 100% sure on when to call you.
Yeah, so we can start meeting with clients October 15th, and that ends December 7th for Medicare.
Yeah, and what happens when that ends? There's no chance, right? Unless you have a change in, are there any chances to get back in there?
No, not much. The only way that they could do it outside of that window would be is if they were first turning 65 or becoming eligible with a disability, or moving from a different state to a state that their plan isn't offered in. So there are reasons why they could enroll outside of that, but if they don't have any plans of any changes in their life, that's their window.
So you were just saying that if they have a drug plan, that they should check that out every year. Is that just kind of a general rule for you? Is, hey, let's look at your plan every year and see if there's any changes or updates?
Absolutely.
And how does someone go about doing that with you? If they're curious, they're like, hey, I just want someone to look over my plan. What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, I mean, if they just reach out to us, we can do that. We have a really nice computer program that we just throw the medications into it, and then we tell it, hey, we want this to be a standalone drug plan, or we want it to be part of a Medicare Advantage plan. Please show us the companies and how much their costs are going to be out of pocket. It's just a really slick program.
Awesome.
Super, Tracy. We are already coming up on our first break here. So if any of our listeners are interested in contacting Tracy, we'll be sure when we come back to mention her phone number and her location so they can set up an appointment with you. This is the Senior Moment Show. Again, if you'd like to learn more about our sponsor, the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Tyler. Recently, my father passed away, and White Pine provided the funeral services for our family. They were friendly, thoughtful, and attentive to every detail. It isn't often that a loved one passes away, so it was very important to my family that everything be handled just right. Because my dad was loved by so many people, we had a lot of family and friends that traveled from out of town. I really appreciate how White Pine Funeral Services made sure everyone was comfortable and that the focus was where it needed to be, on my dad and my family. They really took care of us during this tender time.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov.
Did you know 10,000 baby boomers qualify for Medicare every day? Did you know that you'll start to get swamped with mail about Medicare 6 months before your 65th birthday? Did you also know it doesn't cost anything to use an insurance agent to help you navigate through all those offers? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. Let me help you understand all the offers you're receiving and find the plan that fits best for your situation. Call me today at 435-890-8155.
Picture this. Your family's locked in court, fighting over your home and your assets because there was no plan. Don't let probate decide your future. I'm attorney Justin Wall with Wall Estate Solutions. Stay in control with wills, trusts, and smart planning that keeps your family out of court and your wishes protected. Get peace of mind today. Visit wallestate.law or call 435-294-0346. That's 435-294-0346. Your legacy, your plan.
This is Scott with Cache Valley Pharmacy. Are you struggling to find affordable GLP-1 medications? Cache Valley Pharmacy has you covered. We're now compounding GLP-1s like semaglutide and tirzepatide personally formulated for you, and every batch is tested for quality and sterility. Have your prescriptions transferred today and let Cache Valley Pharmacy help you with your personalized weight loss journey. Cache Valley Pharmacy, keeping it local, online at cachevalleypharmacy.com.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, my wonderful co-host, as well as our fabulous guest with us today, Tracy Ferris, who's been telling us all about insurance, especially with Medicare, some of the changes that are going on this year. And if anyone has any questions and want to review their plan, or if they need someone to help them walk that, Tracy, would you mind sharing your contact information for them?
You bet. So our phone number at Blue Water Health Insurance is 435-294-2161.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, we were talking over the break about, you said with the drug plan, it's nationwide, that drug cost is that the same with all aspects of the plan? Is Medicare basically the same across, or are there different zip codes that are affected differently by this?
Yeah, that's a great question, because there is some misunderstandings about that for sure. If a person has a Medicare Advantage plan, those are specific to zip codes. So a lot of times I'll have clients call me and say, hey, my sister-in-law that lives in Salt Lake County has this really good plan with XYZ company. I'm wondering why I can't get that. And it's like, well, you can't have that because it's not offered here. So it is very specific to zip codes as to what is covered, what companies are there, all of that. It's very specific.
That actually brings me to another question, because you'd mentioned before that the only chance to do something different is if you move. But is it mandatory when you move that you change your plan? Or is somebody, let's just use the example you just mentioned, somebody has a great plan down in Salt Lake and moves to a different area. Are they required to change plan, or can they keep it until the next year?
It would depend on if that plan was available where they were moving to. So if they had a plan in Salt Lake and that same plan was offered in Logan, then no, even though they're making a move, there's no requirement to change it because it's still within their demographic area.
But do they get notified then, or are they required to notify the insurer? How does that work?
Yeah, they would be notified. Hey, we've been notified by the post office that you've had a change in address. Your plan is not in this area, so you've got, 60 days to make a change.
Now, are snowbirds affected by this? Those that are maybe living up here in northern Utah and are going down to St. George, is that an effect, or does it have to be with a permanent address change?
So great question. Most of the Medicare Advantage plans will allow people to travel for 6 months and still cover them. But where it would be different is when they're outside of their service area, what's covered is urgent and emergent care. So if they're a snowbird going down to Arizona, they're not seeing their primary care doctor for their annual checkup. They would be doing that in Cache Valley where their permanent address is.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let me think.
So we were talking earlier, sorry to cut you off a little bit, but we had talked about these different plans and how they are by zip code. Are there changes in these plans coming up that you're aware of?
Yeah, there are going to be some changes. Companies, for example, if a company was pulling out of your area, they are required to notify you of that. And at this point, if that was happening for you, you would have already got that letter, or it's coming very shortly. Today's October, so of course we're in a situation where we've already started open enrollment, and so they would have already been getting a letter and a notification saying, hey, we're no longer going to have a plan in your area. So that's critical that you be calling me to say what's available in my area and let's make a switch.
Well, that's just a ramp up for your phone number again, Tracy, in case somebody's received that letter and is wondering what's up next.
Yeah, so that's 435-294-2161.
Now, does this change by state as well? Because I know you help people out in Idaho as well. Is Idaho a whole different ballgame than here in Utah?
It can be. Some companies, knowing that we are here in Cache Valley, we're on the border. Some companies have kind of reached out and grabbed portions of, Franklin County, for example. But that doesn't mean that that's going to continue. They always have the option to decide if they want to offer a plan in Idaho versus Utah. But yes, in past years, like for example, this year, there's a plan that I have a lot of people on with Select Health that is available here in Cache Valley, and it reaches out and grabs Franklin County. So yes, it can be different, but it can also be the same, especially when we border states like that.
I'm always surprised with all the changes every year that are going on. I think people just need to put that date into their calendar permanently and reach out. How early do you schedule appointments with your clients to revise what they have?
So we can start talking about the plans now after October 1st. We can't actually physically meet in a one-on-one appointment with anybody or make a application change until October 15th, but we are now in the window where we can start talking about the changes for next year.
Okay, but to meet with you in person, to actually actively do the changes, do you schedule the dates already with people if they call you?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
we are scheduled out. Oh, yes, we are scheduled.
So it's time to call, right?
It's time to call. Do not delay.
Okay, we are already coming up on our second break, and maybe just in case somebody hasn't had it, Tracy, let's have that phone number one more time.
Yeah, our phone number is 435-294-2161.
Thank you, Tracy. This is the Senior Moment Show. We're going to take another break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Did you know 10,000 baby boomers qualify for Medicare every day? Did you know that you'll start to get swamped with mail about Medicare 6 months before your 65th birthday? Did you also know it doesn't cost anything to use an insurance agent to help you navigate through all those offers? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. Let me help you understand all the offers you're receiving and find the plan that fits best for your situation. Call me today at 435-890-8155.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT Med Mobile, they provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT Med Mobile, because your mobility matters.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with Sid Roeder, as well as our wonderful guest, Tracy Ferris from Blue Water Health Insurance. In the break, Tracy, we were talking about, how people can come into your office and sit down and meet with you and go over all this, but that there are some people that it's harder for them to get out of the home and they still need these benefits. And you were telling us kind of some of the options that you have at your disposal to be able to help them, like maybe Zoom or just a phone call. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we can do both of those things. We can do a Zoom call. We can do just a phone call. They don't physically have to come in. And like you said, we understand that there's some clients that they just can't. It's just not possible. Either they don't drive anymore, or physically it's difficult for them, or they just don't want to leave their home. We understand that too. So yeah, we can pretty much accommodate any scenario.
And let's maybe chat a little bit about some of the things that shouldn't be happening, because I think for the last month or so have been bombarded with text messages and advertisements. What are some of the rights that one has to fight off these immense amounts of advertisement?
Yeah, I always tell my clients, first and foremost, in order for an agent like myself to call them, somewhere along their lifespan, they have given permission for their name to be on a leads list. And then agents can buy those leads to reach out and call you. I don't do that. I don't buy leads. I think it just makes clients really uncomfortable when they get cold calls, and but somewhere something happened that their name got on a leads list. But they still have rights, and the rights are that people can't just show up at your house unannounced and say, hey, Medicare sent us and we know you're turning 65, which is a line that agents use frequently, when they say, well, how did you get my name? Oh, well, Medicare gave it to us. Well, okay, they're just trying to make themselves, seem like they're legit. Not saying they're not legit agents, but it is scary to a lot of my clients, and then sometimes they're misrepresented about what they can do for them. It just it's just not a good thing. And as Medicare recipients, you need to understand that you do have rights, and people can't just show up at your house whenever they want to. I mean, they can call you, but the good thing about that is you can choose to just not answer those unknown phone calls numbers.
Or hang up.
Yeah, or hang up. I tell people especially when they're aging into Medicare for the first time. I say, don't answer any unknown number. Just let it go to voicemail. And if it's important, they'll leave a message and you can call them back, But yeah, there's just a whole lot of abuse out there because you don't know what your rights are. So when people are showing up at your house or calling you on the phone and you think it's a good idea, I had a client last year, his wife was turning 65. And so some guy called her from Florida and convinced her that she should sign up. And then she ended up switching him to a different plan, which normally you can't do that mid-year, but he had a chronic condition which allowed them to make a switch. But the sad thing about that was that wasn't the better plan for that gentleman. And then when I went to meet with him, he's like, oh, well, I made this change. And I said, okay, well, I'm not your agent anymore. And just so you know, your agent is in Florida now. And he's like, well, I don't like that. Like, I wanted it to be a local person, and it's like, well, it's done,
Well, I think there's a big merit to that, being able to know that you're here a local.
Yeah.
Right? You live here, you work here, your family's here, and you have those ties. You want the best for the community. So I think that there's a lot to be said with that. And so real quick, one more time, I know we have a little bit of time, but just when you want to share your phone number, just make sure people can reach out with any questions and make sure they're the ones reaching out and getting the right person that'll lead them in the right direction.
Yeah, it's 435-294-2161.
Okay, and real quick, do you want to go over the dates again one more time so I don't want people missing it?
Yeah, so October 15th is when we can start to meet, and that goes until December 7th. I would not recommend waiting. December 7th will be too late. So call sooner rather than later.
Do we have anything, Tracy, that we haven't mentioned here for the last 30 seconds?
No, just a reminder that if your plan is leaving the area, you will be, if you haven't got notified of it already, you're going to be getting it very soon, and that is a great time to reach out and call me.
Perfect. Thank you, Tracy, for coming in and enlightening us about all those issues pertaining to Medicare, health insurance, etc. Let me mention before we go out our sponsor, which Tracy is a member of, which is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. We're at the end of our show. This is the Senior Moment Show. We hope you tune in again next week.